Georgia. We are in Georgian politics since 2003. When we were in coalition with Mr. Saakashvili during the so-called Rose Revolution against President Jordan's government. After parliamentary elections in 2004, we split with Saakashvili's party, and after that we were 4 years in parliamentary opposition. I was leading one of the parliamentary factions. In 2008, after Saakashvili falsified parliamentary and presidential elections, United Opposition Coalition, including us, rejected from our seats. As Mr. President, you mentioned yesterday, it was maybe not very wise decision, but anyway, after that we are in non-parliamentary opposition. And in 2012, we know that Ivanishvili's government replaced Saakashvili's regime, autocratic regime, and now we are in opposition with this government. Why we are here, why Parliamentary Assembly of Council of Europe is very important. As you know, once 2 years, reporters of Parliamentary Assembly prepare a report about Georgia, about functioning democratic institutions in Georgia, and this report and the resolution based on this report creates some framework for Georgian government and some motivation creates for them to hold reforms about constitution, about electoral code in the field of criminal postings and in other issues concerning human rights. It will be very important if a united European left group will be also involved in this process because we think that reporters on Georgia maybe not always are so impartial as we would like and as Georgian society is expecting. So there are a lot of priorities for Georgia, but right now I would underline one because I know that time is limited. It's electoral code which should be adopted by the parliament this year because next year we have parliamentary elections and current government is trying to keep all the electoral code which was adopted by Saakashvili's government, and when we were together in current government in opposition against Saakashvili, Mr. Ivanishvili, Georgian billionaire who is now leading country, he considered this code as anti-democratic, as not fair, but after he came to power, we already had 2 elections under this code, presidential elections, local elections, and now we have next year parliamentary elections, and I think the position of Parliamentary Assembly, and especially your group, maybe will be some kind of indirect pressure on Georgian government to call the reform what they promised themselves. It's not our recommendations, what we are demanding from them, but their own proposals, which they proposed when they were in opposition and proposed to Mr. Saakashvili. So, if it's possible, I know that in your group and in Parliamentary Assembly there are some regulations very tough, but if it's possible to appoint, I don't know, a reporter or representative of the political group on Georgia, because when in autumn session there will be on agenda Georgian issue on Parliamentary Assembly, your group, or as I would say our group too, will have its own position, its own maybe alternative report or motions and amendments on Georgia. It will very practically help democratic process in Georgia. At the same time, we would like to ask member parties of European left to help our party to establish contact with the European left head office and somehow to have the same discussions on behalf of European left party and their political group in European Parliament. It will be a very practical thing, a very practical issue how to help democratic process in Georgia. I have a lot of more things I would like to add, but I respect your regulations, so I will stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kakha. And you showed that in less than 5 minutes you can say a lot about your party, and I think this we met now here for the first time. We will meet in the future. You are most welcome in our group, especially why we know that there will be a coalition of leftist parties in the next parliamentary elections. And after these elections, we hope that you all will be able to send your official representative to the district. Thank you very much. And you will stay here the rest of the week?
Yes,
joined your party and